All right, guys, so NHL 20 is about to be released, actually released. And what I want to do is help you guys out on how to get ahead early in Hockey Ultimate Team. Now, not everyone is going to have hundreds of hours in the first month to grind the game like the 1%ers out there, like myself, who is just going to constantly play it early and often and always, and live for it and all that kind of stuff, as well as spend money. We're going to get into that in a second. But I want to give my tips to the people that can, only play like 5 hours a week, stuff like that. What you can do early on in Hockey Ultimate Team for NHL 20 that can help you get ahead. And it worked really well last year, so we're going to update my tips and things I've learned last year when I basically played Hockey Ultimate Team all the way through the game and religiously. So let's hop into it and see if I can help you guys get off to a good start in NHL 20. All right, so the first tip, again, this is if you're getting the game at midnight, you want to know what to do to get ahead. Maybe you're using EA Access, specifically if you're using EA Access, which is now available on Xbox and PS4. If you are playing the 10 hours, okay, and again, this is only pertaining to the people that want to grind HUT, get into it right away, get a step ahead. I'm not advocating for it. Play the game how you want. I'm just saying these are the tips that I would do at launch for people that are just obsessed with Hockey Ultimate Team. So what you want to do if you're in EA Access, you want to do as many offline challenges as you can early on. Maybe you find them boring. Maybe you love them. But regardless, you want to do as many offline challenges as you can. And the reason for it is they are a great source of coins early on. You can get them, bang them out game after game. You don't need to sit and play a full game of Hockey Ultimate Team in seasons, anything like that. Especially if you're, a below average or average player, when the player base, the people that are playing are probably going to be a little bit better because, well, it's kind of just the tryhards that are playing it that early on, right? Like the people that are very good at the game. So that is my first recommendation. I did this last year, and I'm a game changer, so I have a little bit more benefits from it. I did all the offline challenges right before launch. Okay, so when the game came out, I had, in excess of like 150,000 coins. And the reason why that is so important early on is because the market will not get a chance to actually set itself for about 2 weeks. You won't know what cards are expensive, what collectibles, and what the price of them should actually be. For example, early on in early access last year on Xbox, gold collectibles were going for like $12K. Okay, and those were how you made Gretzky and Mario. Now, what ended up happening was because people were just getting them and selling them immediately for coins and no one knew what they were actually worth in terms of how many were available, things like that, is by 2 weeks into it, they ended up going for about 27,000 coins because they became super valuable, and the only way to make legends because you couldn't pack them. So I would do all of the offline challenges that you can early on that your mind will allow you to do. Because, again, it's mind-numbingly boring for some of us, myself included. But if you can get as many of them as you can done, that's the best way to do it. Number 2, again, I can't really say much because I haven't seen the content for Hockey Ultimate Team, but let's assume that Legends are back in the game. I have no idea or confirmation on that. But if they are, like the Gartner where you score 2,000 goals, things like that, if you're going to grind offline challenges, make sure that you're not wasting your time. So a very popular idea for a lot of people was to get the 91 Mike Gartner by scoring 2,000 goals against the Kelowna Rockets and spending about 8 hours scoring the same goal over and over and over and over again against the offline challenge, which is a fine way to grind that card. It was an amazing card. I think I had it in my lineup all the way until November. The problem is that you're not working towards anything else. If you got the 150 challenge stars by doing all of the offline challenges, or a lot of them, you got the 86 Claude Lemieux or Theo Fleury. If you did objectives, you got the Mike Modano, but you also got Claude Lemieux by finishing challenges. Then you also got Andy Moog, which was a meme, but let's assume it's a different goalie that isn't, 5'4". What I did was I had just kept doing as many and trying to get the Theo Fleury done first by doing all of the challenges that I could. because that inherently worked towards the McInnes with the shots as well as the Gartner. It was a slower grind to get that one specific card, but once you get one, you're already halfway like McInnes with the shots, and you've worked towards all of the other legends. So make sure you're not wasting your time by doing the same challenge over and over again just to get one card, only to have to go back and do offline challenges for another 20 hours just to get the remaining cards, okay? So be wary of where your time is when it comes to offline challenges. Next, this is going to be an unpopular one, but let's assume you want to spend some money. You know, if you play HUD a lot, it's very difficult to not go in and, you know, rip a couple packs because, well, it's the fastest way to get a good team. I did an absurd amount. I basically used all of my Twitch and YouTube income for the last year on my Hockey Ultimate team, and I had the best team on PlayStation pretty much from launch all the way until Team of the Year when I decided to go with my All Shark squad. And it was fun, but a lot of people don't want to spend money. Totally get that. If you are going to spend money, guys, if you know that you're going to spend money, you know, launch comes and you're like, nah, I'm going all free to play this year. But you know, the last 4 years you've said that, and you end up dropping like $100. Here's what I would suggest, guys. Be honest with yourself. If you're going to spend $100 at any point in the year, do it at launch. And everyone's going to be like, I just bought the game. I'm not paying an extra $100 in packs. That's so stupid. Again, if you don't want to spend money, I understand. But if you know you are going to spend money, the first weekend is the best time to spend money on the game to get ahead. Here is why. If at launch, when I ripped like $250 at launch last week, by the end of it, I had a full gold base squad. I had Kucherov, McDavid, Hedman, whole bunch of great cards. What you can do is those cards will be at their maximum value at launch, and they will also be much more easily to obtain the highest end cards. Think about it like this. You do it in December, okay? Base cards' value are so much lower, but they aren't removed from the card pool, meaning that all of the new cards that you want to pull, the 90 overall something that comes out, okay? That's fine, but it has a lot less chance of being pulled because the card pool is so much bigger. At launch, it is the gold base cards. Those are the cards. You have a much bigger chance of pulling something that will actually net you a ton of coins early on. So if you are going to spend money, guys, in the first month, and be honest with yourself, you know you're going to do it at launch. Now, I don't necessarily mean pull McDavid and then sell him immediately because you need to set the market. But once you see like 5 or 6 up there, you know what the market is going to be. Take advantage of it, and if you want to do coins and you want to build a huge base team and you're not going to spend any more money, sell those cards, build a great balanced squad. Okay, that's one of the biggest things biggest takeaways from me spending all this money on Hockey Ultimate Team last year was early on, spend more money if you're going to. That's all. Again, if you're not going to, totally understand. Next, be aware that if you are, again, a below average player, stay on my channel because I'm going to give you the best tips on the internet for NHL next year. But you might want to avoid grinding online seasons, okay? Again, be honest with yourself. If you want competition, hammer away. But, you know, Tim Horton was a card that was pretty tough to obtain for some people because you had to get to Division 1. The problem is that early on in the game, again, most of the player base that has the game very early are the ones that are passionate and play it the most. So you have a bigger chance of, you know, in this, I'm talking specifically like pre-order release. So the game comes out on the Tuesday, if you pre-ordered it and whatnot, the 3 day in that pre-order span, you're probably going to have a hard time winning games if you're below average. Whereas Friday and that weekend, the world gets it, and, you know, the casual players will then be in there. So more people around your skill level, because the problem is that you're going to go into Division 10, but so is Sitful and Gren, and you know what I'm saying? So like all of the top guys are kind of at the top. You have to let them actually separate themselves before, you know, you go in, because I don't want you to waste your time. Again, if you like the challenge, go for it. Absolutely. Again, these are tips to get ahead early. It's all I'm saying. This is another reason as to why you want to grind the offline challenges, because again, you let the top end players separate themselves, so you're not just getting stacked guys, even though maybe you don't match up with what the division they're actually in, and you can build up your coin base. Next, do not sell collectibles. Guys, watch them. If there are sets, and I'm assuming there is, because the HUT content last year was amazing, and to make Mario and Wayne, it was great. All throughout the year, you could use those cards, essentially, and it was really easy to build them because all you just needed collectibles and whatnot. They were expensive, but it was very simple to do that because you could make them. Sit on them. Wait for the market to be predetermined, okay? I'd be willing to bet that collectibles in that first week are going to be far cheaper than they are in the second and third because, again, supply's got to meet the demand. People do not have a lot of coins in the beginning because they don't do offline challenges because, they rush in and they just want to build a team or buy a team or whatever. If you have a 100K in coins because you've done all the offline challenges and you see gold collectibles going for anything under than 20,000 and it's roughly the same build of how to actually, make these legends. Again, I have no inside info, but if it is the same where you have to get 3 gold collectibles and the alumni card, anything under 20, I would buy immediately, and I would hold on to them because they aren't going to go down in value until, the cards being released like Team of the Week and all that kind of stuff are actually, met up with what the legend overalls are because you want to make sure that you're collecting as many of these collectibles and then cashing in on it. Because, again, if you're only spending money at the beginning or you're grinding early in the beginning, you're not going to keep doing it throughout the year. You might as well build up a big coin base because it's super important throughout the whole year. Coins are always going to be needed. So, next tip, play Hut Champs or comp seasons all the way through. Do as many games as you can because even if you can't or you're not very good, again, for below average people, okay, maybe you don't do Hut Champs, maybe you're not very good at it, play it regardless because last year, even if you qualified, you received packs. Packs are just, an extra chance at pulling something good. I know it's a meme that packs suck, but again, you want to make sure that you're just getting as many free packs as you can early on because, again, the player base is so much smaller. Those packs are going to mean more than a random one in April or February where, you're pulling the 78 Diamond Pedersen for like the 15,000th time. And lastly, again, this is going to pertain to people that are going to spend money on packs. Be aware of when content drops. If Team of the Week drops on Wednesdays, okay, at 5 p.m., do not buy packs on Tuesday. Wait until the new drop happens because, again, they add in, you have a better chance at actually pulling them, okay? Be aware that, that this stuff, that Team of the Week, I'm assuming, won't change and it'll be the same. In the first little while, in the first week, I would make sure that you at least wait until after that's released because, well, you have a better chance at a better card. So, guys, there was a lot of tips there. Some of them were pertaining to money. Again, if you play free to play, absolutely, that's fine. You want to focus on objectives and things like that and watching the collectible market and all that kind of stuff. So I hope this does help. Let me know in the comments section down below. Subscribe to the channel. Guys, I am a full-time NHL content creator. This is my job. I will be bringing you every tip to get better at this game and all of the coverage from all of the best cards to all the new release information throughout the whole year. So be sure to follow me here, and I'll keep you guys informed. Have a good one, guys.